Alright, hello everyone, and now welcome to a game between XiaoKK and Starshaped. Here we have XiaoKK spawning as the red orc on the top left-hand side of Echo Isle. Meanwhile, over here on the top right, we have Starshaped spawned as the teal Night Elf. Night Elf versus Orc in this 1v1 matchup. Thank you for stopping by and saying hi. As things are already getting underway, you can take a look. There is going to be an Ancient of War setting up off over here, in addition to, well, most likely a Blade Master versus a Demon Hunter matchup. Now, the big questions to be asking in this matchup are the number of Orc burrows that will be spotted, teching on timing to tier 2, and when that Voodoo Lounge will be placed down. All of those are extremely important in this 1v1 matchup, as things are, well, getting situated right now. We're just now at the 1 minute mark, about another 50-60 seconds until heroes are out onto the field, and we can start making some predictions in this matchup. Well, if things do go according to, well, what the meta currently says, we are going to be looking a lot of Druids of the Talon. Dots very, very powerful in the matchup, as they're able to shut down that Blade Master and really get him out of the battle for quite some time. Spirit Walker is also a little bit weak in the matchup, just because if they try to go into that ethereal form, they do take a bit of damage, and, well, we all know how effective Fairy Fire can be. But taking a look at overall everything right now, it looks as though, yes, we are going to be getting that Voodoo Lounge before we start teching the tier 2, and we'll see if there is going to perhaps be an additional Orc burrow added in there as well. Archer already engaging off to the north, Ancient of War joining in on the fight as well. Well, that Ancient of War taking a lot more damage than it would like to, but it's going to eat some trees and start to replenish those missing hit points. Back over here, Demon Hunter is already out onto the field. You see more Moonwells will be added, as the Demon Hunter gets the killing blow on the Ogre Warrior and then just makes a move out across the field. Blade Master at the other end of the map gonna go after that Ogre Warrior as well. It looks like it will get taken down. Gloves of Haste picked up, and the Blade Master going to take this opportunity to clear out the remaining creep camp, as we see the Demon Hunter looking, is he going to try and purchase something? That would actually be interesting there, as he purposely aggroes the units away. Now, that might be a strategy by Starshaped to prevent that Blade Master from being able to walk behind and get to that Ogre Magi. That is an often common strategy there, as the Demon Hunter did end up picking up a Circlet of Nobility from that marketplace. Back over here, you can take a look. There is this Orc burrow taking a little bit of damage, but not much is going to happen here. Thanks Lofar for joining in, watching me live stream, as we're going to be looking at the Blade Master simply walk by here, and it looks as though the Blade Master still going to be in a good spot. You can see only the Forest Troll Trapper is able to get damage in there. The Ogre Warriors are a bit too far away, as the Blade Master going to exchange hit points for that Ogre Magi item and also be able to get out of that tough spot. Should be picking up, yes, picks up that Potion of Greater Mana, used the Dust, or used a Healing Salve, and then tried to Windwalk, but still ended up getting attacked, being forced to use an additional charge. No more charges of that Healing Salve on that Blade Master. He'll have to go back and purchase some more, as the Demon Hunter is going to try to rush on in here. Still not in a very good spot. That Grunt is in the back, able to just hide away from all of that extra damage, as the Demon Hunter just throwing down very, very frivolous damage here. Alright, in comes some damage. Alright, the Grunt could get taken down. Is it going to get taken out? Yes, it does. Up to level 2. Scroll of Town Portal. Trading a Scroll of Town Portal for a Grunt. I'm not quite sure if that is exactly what he wanted, but he did end up getting level 2. It is going to be Starshaped versus XiaoKK in this matchup right now, and we'll see how all of this is unfolding. Yes, this is a replay. Unfortunately, I do not have a free enough schedule to actually line up tournaments like the Back to WarCraft folks, maybe on a weekend when I'm not watching my kids, but that's for another conversation at another time. Blade Master picking up some more items. Does have a Claws of Attack +6. Will be backing off. Does have that Healing Salve and will be healing up once more. What can the Demon Hunter do so far? He is low on items. The Blade Master definitely ahead overall here. He does not have Boots of Speed though, as the Blade Master is healing back up and perhaps looking to try and put pressure onto the Beastmaster. Starshaped, however, going to be rather aggressive with his creeping. He's going to go ahead and perhaps try and creep out this bottom left-hand side, not knowing that the Ogre Magi is already gone. But he's still going to be able to deny the experience from that Shadow Hunter Tauren Chieftain who's just now being trained. Tauren Chieftain much more common in this matchup because of Shockwave, and the reason why the Demon Hunter is used so frequently is that mana burn to try and shut down that Tauren Chieftain from being able to rush on in and take down those Druids of the Talon. Speaking of Druids of the Talon, there's that dual Ancients of Wind already coming across, as we're looking at a Bestiary and a Spirit Lodge now getting constructed here. Alright, what's happening back the other side? Blade Master heading back over. It looked as though he did pick up a Ring of Protection +2. What did he really be able to take out? It doesn't look like many creep camps were taken out. Perhaps the other Ogre Magi here was taken down by the Blade Master. And both sides are trying to deny experience to the other. Now the Demon Hunter and XiaoKK has to suspect that the Beastmaster is already out onto the field. He hasn't spotted the hero yet, but he knows that his opponent is at tier 2. I believe he's run by, and he saw that the Altar of Elders has not been training up anything. That is all critical points that you should be looking for and trying to figure out. You should pretty much be assuming that your opponent is being extremely effective at whatever portion of the game if you do not know where he is. Perhaps expanding, perhaps creeping. All of those are viable options here as the Demon Hunter does run on by. Starshaped going to end up losing that Quill Beast there as the Archer now Shadow Melded. Alright, Shadow Melded 1, 2, the 3 archers are currently Shadow Melded as the Blade Master trying to run around here. What's going to end up happening as we do see Raiders now joining in on the fight. Raider trying to run away, no ensnare, but the Raider is, well, desperately fast enough to get in the killing blow. And oh, damage is not enough as we are going to be looking at Daybreak in about 10 seconds. This is perhaps the worst possible time right here. Is XiaoKK going to wait for those archers to come out of Shadow Meld? Yes, they are, and he's just going to be running back every which way. Spirit Walker doing a little bit of chasing off to the north here. Ancient of War out of position as Starshaped is in a bit of trouble. Units are running every which way at every corner of the map. Grunt chasing down this archer. It is going to get that Grunt out of position, so that is going to be helpful. But overall, Starshaped only sitting at 28 supply. It looks like it's going to be an easy win unless Starshaped can reach critical mass on these Ancients of Wind and do it in a hurry. 28 supply. Let's take a look at the gold count. 350. And still down by 15 supply. That is not a good spot to be in as we now see Spirit Link come across. Oh, Starshaped getting caught out in the open once more without a critical mass of units. We are going to be looking at a Goblin Tinker, but this is just going to end up falling flat significantly. Even if the Goblin Tinker is out onto the field, a Raider may be able to come across, ensnare it, and with that ensnare, the Goblin Tinker is just going to be in a tough spot. There you see it once more. Standing next to the trees, we could have a 4-unit or 3-unit surround, trying to use the Pocket Factory as a little bit of a buffer zone. Not going to work at all. And this game is definitely not going Starshape's way. At this point, it would be an absolute miracle if XiaoKK ended up losing this game. And I say it that way because I'm not quite sure XiaoKK could, or Starshaped could win this game unless XiaoKK actually gave up a lot of units needlessly. The Beastmaster is still only sitting at level 2, now resurrecting that Goblin Tinker. Demon Hunter is sitting at level 2 as well. We're at 35 over 50 supply compared to 49 over 50. Now, the Tauren Chieftain and the Blade Master are going to be able to pick up some powerful items to go alongside this all as the Blade Master goes after and finishes off a Nightcrawler. Easy kill there. Demon Hunter perhaps looking to get another mana burn, unable to do so. Level 3, level 2, going up against a level 2, and level 1. Once the Goblin Tinker is back out onto the field, there he is. Pocket Factory is fairly helpful, but still, this is going to take quite some time. All right. Let's take a look back across here. Goblin Tinker attempting to finish off all these tunnelers. The Renegade Wizard was taken out already. Hence the drastic difference in overall experience. Kobold Tunnelers are going to end up falling here. There's still the Geomancer in the back casting that slow, as we do have a couple of Cyclones picking up these units. Now, unfortunately for Starshaped, he's not going to be able to pick off these units until they land back down. And by the time that happens, the rest of the Orc army may be here. All right, a little bit of damage. There's that Pocket Factory making its way out as well. Clockwork Goblins could be joining in. But Starshape's positioning and his strategy is still a little bit of an uphill battle here. What are the options of Starshaped? He is sitting at 44 supply, up to 46 right now, getting in more Druids of the Talon. He definitely needs to get to 50. And then at this point, he needs to perhaps find a way to protect those Druids of the Talon and hope that the Spirit Walkers just don't have enough mana. One peon gets taken out there. That's not a big enough to swing anything as of yet, as XiaoKK is taking his time, sitting at 60 supply. So currently he is mining less resources. So perhaps if XiaoKK, if he is not decisive enough to pull the trigger, Starshaped may be able to get enough units out. Demon Hunter still sitting at level 2 though. We haven't seen them creep out anything major, and we do also see a Staff of Preservation, so that might be perhaps one of the saving grace. Alright, what's going to be happening next? Druids of the Talon all hiding in the back here. That is a lot of Druids of the Talon, and this is not going to turn out well. Beastmaster sitting at 3, Demon Hunter sitting at 2, Goblin Tinker sitting at 1. So the Quill Beast, as you saw earlier, did in fact have Frenzy. I was almost say Inner Rage, but no, or Bloodlust. Looks like Bloodlust, not Bloodlust, as the Beastmaster, well, just getting little bits of experience right now. This is not going to be that helpful, especially with a 70 supply army about to breathe down your neck. All of this feels like a nature documentary show. National Geographic, a lion has bit into a gazelle. The gazelle is slowly limping away, and we all know what's going to happen. XiaoKK is going to finish off his prey here in just a second. Beastmaster dropping some Quill Beasts. There is Fairy Dragons, not in fairy form yet, as we see now a beautiful use of the scroll speed coming across. Finally, Cyclone coming down, but that may be too little too late, as the Fairy Dragons need to go into Mana Flare mode. Pocket Factory trying to crank out those units, but even with 3 or 4 units up in the air, the Druids of the Talon are still having a very difficult time trying to fight their way out. Scroll of Healing trying to counteract some of those shockwaves, as the Tauren Chieftain is at level 3. Cyclone picking up the Blade Master, as the Druids of the Talon are trying to focus down some of these lower hit point units. Quill Beast getting a couple of disenchants, as well as the Fairy Dragon still not in Mana Flare mode. More damage would have been dealt if there was some Mana Flares and stopping some of those disenchants, and perhaps that Tauren Chieftain's shockwaves as well. Beastmaster in the back across over here. He's not in a good spot. Pocket Factory dropping in some more units. Demon Hunter is in a terrible spot right now, but he is fighting back fairly well, as the Demon Hunter now gets to level 3. 53 supply compared to 40. Home field advantage cannot be forgotten, as the Demon Hunter tries to go after some of those lower hit point units, and he will be able to get a Forest Troll Berserker and some more units there. Alright, 56 supply compared to 38. More Quill Beasts are being dropped back down. Forest Troll Berserker still getting in a large amount of damage, 50 compared to 38 now. So Starshaped, for all that is said and done, is doing a great job staying even right now. Demon Hunter could try and perhaps mana burn down some more units. Needs to get a Staff of Preservation back inside, heal back up to rejoin in on the fight, as we now see, well, we might see perhaps a Potion of Invulnerability used by the Blade Master. There's an Ensnare. Demon Hunter going to get taken down. No Staff of Preservation. Too much Focus Fire, as the Druids of the Talon are now in the back. Still 18 supply difference between these two armies, as we're looking at some repairs now coming across. Are we going to perhaps fight back again? We are looking at the Goblin Tinker getting resurrected. A Druid of the Talon gets focused down. And at this point, XiaoKK may decide to back off here. He knows that he has a clear advantage, and Well, if he wants to heal up all of these units and not risk anything, that would be a safer call, but he doesn't even need to do that. He doesn't need to play it safe. He can just sit back and use his, large amount of pressure with these raiders, able to deal so much damage to these buildings. It looks as though a couple of raiders going to get taken out. There's a disenchant right there as the Beastmaster going to come back in, join in on the fight. There's a Hawk out onto the field with, well, attacking the attacks from the air now. Spirit Walker should be able to disenchant that in just a moment. Meanwhile, a lot of Druid of the Talons are in the back. Now a 23 supply difference as the Beastmaster, well, going to fall, indicating the GG. No more heroes. And there it is, XiaoKK easily taking this game over Starshaped on Echo Isle. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.